First of all, we have to identify, and this is where that self-accountability come into place. We have to identify what our past have hindered us and what has it impacted, and we need to correct those to be able to adjust the mindset. So, for example, the single mom that have struggled forever. So, because she's on survival mode, right? When she finally gets the financial freedom, she still is operating in survival mode.
Wow.
So happens, she doesn't adjust her lifestyle, she doesn't incorporate her self-care time because she's still on survival mode. So one thing we have to understand is that before we can really move forward and be financially free, we have to fight the demons that was hunting us at one point in time. And those for me was looking in a mailbox, okay? Because when I was building my business, I couldn't afford to pay my bills every month on time. Those were the sacrifices that I had to make. So those fears of not being financially in control, it hunts you for years and years, even after you become financially stable. So to prevent that, right, you want to just write them down, start journaling on the pain that it cost you and what was the actual situations. Was it because your bank account overdraft every month consistently after your pay period, after you paid all of your bills and you had to scrounge around and borrow money? Was it because of this? And then once we identify those problems, then we can see, once we figure out what happened, we can identify the initial problem. Okay, so are we now receiving our paycheck? But before we receive our paycheck, we're not putting a budget in place to identify where the money needs to go.
Yes.
Or are we receiving our paychecks, right? And just having electronic funds on EFTs, which I don't agree for everything coming out. It doesn't give you control over what needs to be paid and what's level of responsibility that each payment should be paid in. So we just have to find. So first, we have to acknowledge the problems and then figure out what the solutions are. And it's also playing mind games with yourself. You have to start talking like you're rich and talking like you're wealthy. You have to affirm these things. You don't wake up and say, oh, I'm broke. No, you wake up and say, I'm rich and I'm rich in XYZ. And most of the time when we look at it, if we don't have that mindset, then we're telling the universe that we want to be poor, that we want to be broke, and we're comfortable with that. But if we affirming that we're rich, we're going to start playing mind games on not only ourselves, but also the universe. And you'll start to see that we will be aligning and manifesting or adjusting our lifestyle slowly to meet the desired goal.